Tuesday, the 18th of February, the year 2025. Comrade Bombshell Geza aftermath. Yes, sir. Yesterday we saw President Emerson Mnangagwa's message that he will not continue post the year 2028. Still the question remains, where is Comrade Geza? What is happening with Comrade Geza? This announcement by the Zimbabwe president, is it 1 for Geza and 0 for President Emerson Mnangagwa so far? And the big question is, what happens next in the nation of Zimbabwe? Now we're seeing some people even clad in regalia. Like this shirt here, printed the name of Geza. Remember this message from President ED coming yesterday.
Have the proper information. What is your opinion? When are you leaving, sir?
I thank you. Very good. And I'm so democratic. When they come to an end, I'll step aside and my party will elect my successor. That is as clear as day. Those who have other imaginations, it is democratic society for people to dream. But facts will take place.
ED says, when my time comes, I will step aside. We heard him. He was speaking to the editors. Now, following that, we are seeing things like this now happening.
Vision 2030. My persuaders,
Yes, you heard that right. They're now calling themselves the persuaders. Big up to everybody who's watching us live right now. Big up to Gerald Chukwuira. Big up. We shall overcome says he must go now. He is a liar. Enough respect to everybody who's watching us live right now. To those watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat. That's how I can see a name so I can give you my shout out. Now these guys are calling themselves the persuaders. It seems they are not stopping. Yes, it is happening in Zimbabwe right now.
With the disease called power is that left unchecked, it's a dangerous disease. It's a drug.
And too much power
corrupts you absolutely. In fact, I would say it's not absolute power that corrupts you absolutely. It's the illusion of power. Mnangagwa might be the president of the country, but he's a weak man. He's a weak man. He's an absolutely weak man, objectively and subjectively. The economy is in this mess because he's a weak man. He has failed to change it. 4 million Zimbabweans are in the diaspora because we've got weak men who have been running us since 2000, since 1980. But the problem with weak men now, they are weak, strong men. In that space that they occupy, they become big. So they are weak, big men.
That is an extract there where we see an interview in conversation with Trevor. That would be Tendai BT, Zimbabwe former Minister of Finance. But before we go there, this is where we see things are now getting at. We see Kazembe, Zimbabwe Minister of Home Affairs.
I'm simply saying, when I'm simply trying to drive home is, please, we cannot allow the office of the president left, right, and center. Let's not confuse. I'm not talking about politics here.
Big up to Brendan watching us live right about now.
I'm wearing the jacket of the Minister of Home Affairs. It is my responsibility to ensure that there's law enforcement in this country. And I'm talking to the right people in this room. So as we train, as we go through whatever we're going to go through, as we go through our training, let's remember that we are the law enforcers. Whether someone is green, yellow, tall, or short, where they've crossed the line, they must be answerable.
All right. So, as the calls for ED 2030 were growing louder, and the calls for ED 2030 calls to cease were growing even louder, I think this message by Comrade Mnangagwa is the one that would change the game. What does he say?
Stage
yatiri ndeyo kuwaka nyika. We are at the stage of building Zimbabwe.
Development yenyika. Stage yatiri ndiyo kumeka sure kuti pa household yega pamusha wega pane ma projects ari kuunza mari, pane ma projects ari kusumudzira raramo yemhuri.
Yes, that should have been our focus from point one. Yes, we are not in an election period, so why are people in election mode? So we hear Mnangagwa speaking on this right here.
Muri mu province medu. Saka ndio zvatinofanirwa kuconcentrate nazvo. Muvengi ari kuda kutibvisa pachiono chedevelopment kuti tipinde mu election mode, tirambe tiri vanhu vakabatana huro vari kuita kikiridzana, as if we are going for an election when the elections are 4 years away. Totadza kuita zvokuvaka upfumi, totadza kuita zvokuunza mari muhomwe, zvokupedza nzara mumisha medu. So ngatimekei sure savatungamiri kuti isusu we focus on the matters that matter. Matters that matter, like my reports angachipiwa nemamwe veteran ekuti projects anoungari mamwe veteran.
All right. Mr. Mnangagwa says matters that matter. But what would be confusing, before we see him say this, we would have seen him saying this one.
Resolution iyoyo yatova a party resolution. Aidzokeri shure. At the meeting emuswebande takatenderana pakapiwa chitsitso chokuti parliament iproceed to implement resolution number.
Maybe this is a message that came before.
Saka kuchisina reverse gear.
Here he says there is no reverse gear. Big up to Brandon Temba Maposa. We shall overcome everybody who's watching us live. Now, this is a different message from what we are seeing him say here.
My projects that are youth, anoita kuti vaunze mari kuma youth, tiwane employment inoenda kuma youth. Ndo zvatinofanirwa kunge tiri kuita izvozvo savatungamiri. Tisabvuma kuiswa mumafaction, tisabvuma kushandiswa sembato pama issues asinei nedumbu rako, asinei nedumbu.
That would be a message there. Kuti vanhu musabvume kushandiswa pama factions. But anyways, Comrade Bombshell really sparked something. He really rocked ZANU-PF to an extent. Now we see these things happening. Big up to confidence. Mukusha says achinja gear. Now we would have seen Comrade Daniel Garwe saying this.
Geza akapira mumwe murungu hotera achimunyepera ndichaitenga $1.5 million muhararo akamudzinga akanditakura mbatya dzavakapfeka dzonobuda nadzo dzimwe dzese siya Geza kugeza iko zvino ari kutsvagwa nemapurisa nenyaya iyo ane mhosva dzinenge 4 dzimwe dzacho hadzitaurwe pano asi dzendokwanisa kutaura dzimwe 2 pamusoro vaziyambe minister wejustice.
Now we were hearing many stories and allegations on Comrade Geza. We see a manhunt and exile. Comrade Blessed Geza, also known as Bombshell, reportedly fled Zimbabwe to evade arrest after a warrant was issued for him by the police. This follows accusations of theft, incitement of public violence, and undermining the authority of or insulting the president. We see him facing legal issues. Geza faces multiple criminal charges, including the theft of vehicles, 2 counts of undermining the authority of the president, and 1 count of incitement to commit public violence. There are also civil disputes related to property transactions, notably Harare Safari Lodge, where he allegedly took possession without full payment. Political fallout. After his outspoken criticism of President Emmerson Mnangagwa, particularly regarding the 2030 agenda, an attempt to extend Mnangagwa's term, ZANU-PF sought to expel Geza from the party. Despite his expulsion from ZANU-PF, Geza has continued to be a significant voice of dissent, rallying support from some war veterans and opposition groups. We see public and social media response. Social media, particularly posts on X, formerly Twitter, show a mix of support and skepticism towards Geza. Some view him as a genuine advocate for change, while others question his motives. Legal and safety concerns. There have been warnings from the police that anyone found harboring or assisting Geza would face arrest and prosecution. Geza's whereabouts were a subject of speculation, with some posts on X suggesting that he was safe at location known as KG6, but these are unconfirmed. Then we see this. We see Children of Zimbabwe War Veterans Association make a post. What do they post here saying about Comrade Geza? First, we see this one here. This one reads, Children of Zimbabwe War Veterans Association sources close to Team General Faction say yesterday sentiment by President ED denying 2030 is a delaying tactic. The view is a weapon to deal with all listed anti-2030 advocates. Some are saying 3 years in politics is a decade. Panenge paitika Jakawanda Topera. That is one post responding to what happened yesterday. Then we see this one again. What do they say here? They say it is false and purely misrepresentation of facts to say that ZDF is protecting Comrade Geza. Probably he is being protected by God, the spirits of this nation, and the masses who feel President ED indeed failed. The fact that he is a former soldier does not warrant protection from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. So we hear this one here is being said nicely, loudly, and clearly. So after this, the question is, what happens next? And where is Comrade Geza? Big up to Team Maposa. Say siana ina Geza. Chinaeza and PF inofanira kugezwa. Confidence makusha. Everybody who was watching us live. Alright guys, that was it for now. With that, I'm going to sign out. Before I sign out guys, I would like to ask you for one favor. To those who are watching us guys, please do click the like button before I sign out. To those who are watching us, please do click the like button, and your support is greatly appreciated. It is you who make TV7 Live. TV7 Live. It is you who make TV7 Live great. Big up to Gerald Chukwuira. We shall overcome Brandon, Temba Maposa, Confidence Mukusha, everybody who was watching us live, guys. I salute you. Enough respect to everybody. Please, before we sign out, just make sure you click the like button and subscribe to TV7 Live if you did done so. And feel free to tell us how we can improve our shows on TV7 Live. Feel free to write in the comment section, etc. No matter how much, even if you think it's criticism, right? How do we improve if we don't know where we need to improve? So feel free to say, feel free, everybody. Do feel free. With that, I'm going to sign out. May God bless you, and thank you, everybody, for supporting TV7 Live through all the years, through all the days. It is you who give me the strength to continue. With that, I sign out. Make sure you click the like button before I sign out. Thank you once again. Confidence asks, what are your times? My usual times online, it's 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. But I haven't been consistent with the time because every time, just because I have a timetable, the criminals who are situated at my next doors, every time I try to go on live, they start all their disturbances and things like that. But my times are 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. When I delay, it's 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Big up to Abraham Guava, Innocent Mariri, Innocent Mpereki. Thank you everybody who was watching us live, guys.